Around 6th, I got my first PC. Tab se I was into this online gaming. I was not good at acads. So for me, entire college was escaping from reality. Gaming was, that's how it was. I started playing this another game called Dota. I used to play more than 10 hours every day. There were few days where I didn't even have my lunch or dinner or anything. I used to just keep playing. One more thing was I was kind of in a depression at that point of time. That was due to my MTP project. I did nothing in my MTP project. The placement season went away and I didn't get a job when I was in KGP.
Did you get out of this escapism, or how did you manage to, recover? So, welcome guys to a brand new episode again of IIT Podcast with Somnath, your host. Today, I have a special guest again. We have been friends since college. We were in the same hall. Right now, after graduating from IIT, this guy has gone on to do great things in his career. He's working right now in IBM. So, we'll speak to him. He has a very interesting career journey from IIT, where he used to be a gamer, and then right now a more serious person, if I can say so. So we'll meet him. So welcoming Durga Kishore Mattaparthi to the show. Hi, Durga.
Hi, Somnath.
Okay, right. We call him DK, so common term. So yep, DK, welcome to the show. Hope we're speaking after a long time. We know podcast divided into three sections, like before IIT, at IIT, and then beyond. So starting with the first section, so when did you actually come to know about IITs, whether there's a system of premier institutes that are set up for engineering and other subjects as well, but primarily our focus was engineering. When did you come to know, and how was your preparation journey as a student?
So when I was in school, around some 8th class, तो हमारे स्कूल में like they used to come maths, physics, these teachers. So they used to say that we are starting an extra class for IIT coaching. People who are interested, they can join. I had no idea what they are talking about initially. Then I asked them what is this and all. So they said this is an examination conducted after 12th plus 2, and you get to go into premium colleges and everything, and they're really great colleges. So they just gave a kind of intro about the colleges and all. So then I was like, okay, what all do we need to learn, or like what skills do we need? So they were like, okay, especially the subjects, क्या क्या चाहिए. So they're like, ज़्यादा नहीं है, it's like maths, physics, chemistry, बस यही रहेंगे और ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं रहेंगे. So I was like, oh, this is really good. क्योंकि in school, I was really, really bad in languages. I was very bad in social. And the only things I was good was maths and science. So at
Yeah.
that point of time, there are no languages, and focus is on these subjects. So I felt like, अच्छा ये तो बहुत मेरे टाइप का गेम चल रहा है, तो I can
It's,
do this or
Mhm.
something.
It's
That's when I
meant for you.
started.
Yeah.
And then I started joining this extra classes and all. You know, the fun part is like they didn't teach anything about IIT उसमें. 8th class में when I joined, they just taught 9th का syllabus. 9th में they taught 10th का syllabus. जो 10th का syllabus रहता है वो वही सिखाए थे. उससे रिलेटेड थोड़ा सा इंटर प्लस 1 प्लस 2 में जो भी रहता है हल्का सा सिखाए थे. Not much. But by that time, right? So when we were doing this extra classes, everything and all, ऐसे मतलब इंटरेस्ट आ गया था आईआईटी में तो परस्यू करने का, बिकॉज वी वर एबल टू डू गुड. आई वाज एबल टू डू बेटर उसमें, तो इंटरेस्ट आ गया था हल्का सा. फिर द टिपिकल वन, जैसे कि 10th का एग्जाम्स हो गए, देन यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग ऑल दिस कॉल्स फ्रॉम द लोकल जूनियर कॉलेजेस. यहाँ पे हम लोग जूनियर कॉलेजेस
Okay.
बोलते हैं, +1 +2
Mhm.
का. स्कूल के साथ नहीं रहता है, लाइक थोड़े से स्कूल्स में इट इज कंबाइंड, but usually you need to go to a different institute for +1 +2. तो बहुत सारे calls आए थे, like everyone gets it. It's not like me, every student, उनके लिए it's a business, simple terms में. तो they need to sell their product उस type का. तो सब लोग आगे like IIT join करो, you will have brighter future, better future वगैरह and all. So just because of my school, this 1 or 2 years experience, I was like, okay, I'll go into this. I didn't get good 10th percentage. Like I was not a topper, like I said. So my subjects में and all I was lagging. I got some 82 odd percentage. So these institutes, ये लोग क्या करते हैं, marks के हिसाब से they segregate the sections. जिसको सबसे ज्यादा मार्क्स आए उनको टॉप सेक्शन में, फिर मीडियम वाला सेकेंड सेक्शन. आई वाज इन द लास्ट सेक्शन based on my marks because that is a very bad marks according to a lot of people. As of now, if you ask me, it doesn't even matter. वो तो हम लोग सब लोग को पता है, but उस टाइम पे तो नहीं पता. Like उस टाइम पे we feel अरे बहुत कम आ गए वो ये and all. But वहाँ पे ना I was into the last section. Then there were few of my friends who were into like second section and first section. So I was kind of like jealous a bit, I can say that. I wanted to get there. And there was one other person with me, one more friend. Like frankly speaking, uske wajah se I got IIT because of the competition.
Okay, huh?
So we were in the same school pehle se, and we had we both are good at math. So we had kind of this rivalry going on between us. तो हम लोग दोनों इंटर में ज्वाइन किए थे. एंड वहाँ पे ना तो वी यूज्ड टू हैव जेई एग्जाम एवरी संडे 6 घंटे का, एवरी संडे 6 hours ऑफ एग्जाम. तो उसका मार्क्स जो आता है, तो वी हैड कंपटीशन, वी हैड इंटेंस कंपटीशन. हम दोनों लाइक वी वर नॉट फर्स्ट सेकंड एंड ऑल. लास्ट सेक्शन में व्हेन वी वर देयर वी वर यूज्ड टू कम इन द टॉप, but it was not to get top in the section, it was competition between us both. After some 5-6 months, both of us went into the top section. तो वहां पे सीन ऐसा है कि जो भी टॉप सेक्शन में रहता है बस दे आर द फोकस, उनके अलावा बाकी सेक्शन से किसी को आईआईटी नहीं आएगा. सिंपल. क्यों? क्योंकि वो इंस्टीट्यूट में जो भी बेस्ट प्रोफेसर है टॉप सेक्शन में रहते हैं. बाकी सारे प्रोफेसर्स लाइक जिनको उतना ज्यादा आता नहीं है टॉपिक, दोज लेक्चरर्स वर देयर फर्स्ट सेकंड एंड थर्ड. तो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट उनको आना. सो इट्स क्लियर कि यू वांट टू गो टू द टॉप सेक्शन एंड ऑल. तो दैट इज द जर्नी. वहां पे आने के बाद वहां पे ऑल्सो वी बोथ वर टुगेदर. तो वी डिडंट स्टडी रिगरसली, जैसे कि लोग बोलते हैं एससी वर्मा पढ़ो, डीसी पांडे पढ़ो. आई डिड नथिंग ऐसे. आई डिडंट डू एनीथिंग. मेरा दोस्त भी, उसने भी कुछ नहीं किया. वी वर लाइक चिलिंग पूरा. हम लोग सुबह कॉलेज अटेंड करते, कुछ 8 to 6 था शायद, या फिर 9 to 6, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर. फिर उसके बाद घर आ जाते हैं. वी यूज्ड टू प्ले काउंटर स्ट्राइक एवरी डे इन अ +1 +2. तो उसी टाइम से आई वॉज इनटू गेमिंग. उससे बहुत पहले से ही अराउंड 6th आई गॉट माई फर्स्ट पीसी. तब से आई वॉज इनटू दिस ऑनलाइन गेमिंग बहुत ज्यादा. हर दिन इवनिंग में यूज्ड टू प्ले द गेम. सो वी वर नॉट स्ट्रेस्ड आउट एट ऑल. वी +1 +2 हमने बहुत आराम से रिलैक्स मोड में किया था पूरा. And maybe because of that, because of not having much stress, we didn't have to put that much of effort. We had an interesting conversation. इससे like you might understand. तो इंटरमीडिएट जो भी रहता है उसका 1000 का रहता है टोटल मार्क्स. तो सेकेंड ईयर का रिजल्ट आए थे. तो मी एंड माई फ्रेंड, सो वी वर ऑन अ फोन कॉल. मेरा 899 था, उसका भी 899 था. वी डोंट नो दैट, बोथ ऑफ अस डोंट नो ईच अदर. एंड we were so competitive, so we started speaking on the phone. So both of us were having so low voice. कितना मार्क्स आया? How much marks did you get? I got very less marks. तो ड्रामा, जो हॉस्टल ड्रामा रहता है ना, तो both of us were doing the drama. मेरे से कम मार्क्स तो किसी को आए नहीं होंगे. वेरी लेस मार्क्स, आई गॉट सो लेस मार्क्स. तो वो दोनों ऐसे मतलब 2-3 मिनट ड्रामा किए थे दोनों मिलके. फिर उसके बाद अच्छा ठीक है कितना आया बोलो. तो अच्छा नहीं तू बोलो पहले. ठीक है, आई गॉट लेस देन 900. तो ऐसे 2-3 मिनट बात किए. फिर ओके चलो लेट्स रिवील कितना आया. तो both of us said at the same time 899. तो हमने बस फोन साइड पे रख के like we were on the floor and laughing like anything. So that was the kind of competition we had. फिर मेरा एग्जाम का डे if we go, तो हमारे साल में comparatively we had a very easy paper compared to the previous years and all. जैसे कि if we take the ranking जो भी मार्क्स के हिसाब से था, it was like way off. जैसे कि I think I got some 231 marks out of 480. So you would get some 3000 rank उस टाइप का with that marks. तो what happened कि एग्जाम के दिन when I was there, पेपर वन जो आया था, it was very easy. तो इतना compared to previous years, उसमें क्या हो गया ना, like ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत ज्यादा आके सिली मिस्टेक्स बहुत ज्यादा हो गया. फिर बिकॉज ऑफ दैट एक्साइटमेंट, इतना ज्यादा एक्साइटमेंट आ गया. फिर ऐसे लिख दिए पूरा. लिखने के बाद आई जस्ट वेंट एंड चेक की कितना आया मार्क्स. 231 आया. तो आई वाज कंपेयरिंग इट विद द प्रीवियस ईयर एंड आई वाज लाइक ओके, हो गया क्लियर, श्योर आई एम गोइंग टू गेट आईआईटी करके. फिर उसके बाद जब रिजल्ट्स आए थे तो आई गॉट सम 9000 रैंक कुछ जनरल कैटेगरी में. ओबीसी में इट वाज अराउंड 1400 कुछ था रैंक. तो आई वाज लाइक व्हाट इज दिस सडनली, मतलब व्हाट एवर आई एक्सपेक्टेड उतना नहीं मिला था. बट स्टिल ओके, आई स्टिल गेट ए सीट कहीं पे, आई गेट इट समवेयर. आई वाज हैप्पी फॉर दैट. एंड देन व्हाई डिड आई चूज आईआईटी केजीपी? तो उसके लिए द रीजन वाज देयर वाज अ फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, सीनियर था मेरा एक, like we used to play cricket वगैरह and all. There's a neighbor and that guy is 1 year senior, so he's already studying in IIT Kharagpur. तो मेरा रिजल्ट आने के बाद पहला फोन कॉल उसको किया था मैंने. देखो मेरा ये मार्क्स आया है and this is how it is and what do you suggest, what should I put, where should I aim with this rank and all. तो फिर मेरा ऑप्शंस मैंने बता दिया था उसको. At that point of time I just had one thing in my mind, like for some reason I didn't wanted to go into software. I didn't wanted to go into computer science. उस रैंक पे तो मिलता नहीं था, that's a different part, but I didn't want to go. सीनियर जो भी था ना उसने बोला कि with your rank you might get this manufacturing science and engineering in IIT Kharagpur. वो तो exactly mechanical की तरह ही है, बाकी कहीं पे भी नहीं मिलेगा वो डिपार्टमेंट, बस यहीं पे रहेगा. तो यू माइट बी थिंकिंग ये क्या बकवास वाला डिपार्टमेंट है, ज्वाइन करना है कि नहीं. लाइक you'll think all of that, but trust me, it's a good one. It's almost equal to mechanical and the college is really great. Join करो वो करके. He just motivated me and he was my guide वहाँ पे. तो बस उसके आधार पे I just filled in this list, priority list. So I got that and that's how I came to KGP.
So, right, you said कि हाँ you were not involved in gaming. मतलब ऐसा मैं first time सुन रहा हूँ कि you know we have done 21 episodes almost. So उसमें nobody has said कि they were very less stressed during the preparation stage. So nobody had so much time on their hands कि ऐसे करना है. मतलब कुछ लोग थे कि they were little bit focused, या फिर बोल सकते हैं कि after studies they get to relax a bit playing cricket या थोड़ा बहुत activities कर लिया surroundings में. But then gaming itself is for I'm assuming 3-4 hours a day at least. So उसमें it's a lot of time dedicated. Would you still मतलब एडवोकेट कि ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स हु आर इंटरेस्टेड इन गेमिंग वो भी करें ड्यूरिंग प्रिपरेशन स्टेज, या वुड यू बी कि हाँ प्रिपरेशन ज्यादा कर लो एटलीस्ट फॉर 2 years?
अच्छा, तो जो भी मतलब whoever are doing gaming, जैसे कि मेरे सिनेरियो में the kind of games I used to play, they were more strategic games. तो कहने के लिए it's a game, but it's more like names. I can say the names उस टाइम पे whatever I used to play. There was one game called Age of Empires and there was one game called Celtic Kings. So these games, right, they are strategic games. You need to make a decision कैसे क्या करना है, and it's like it's mathematics. To be frank, it's actually mathematics. वहाँ पे ना you used to have some health, उसका जो नंबर रहता है, फिर अटैक करके एक चीज रहता है, उसका वैल्यू रहता है. तो you need to calculate. ये ना मतलब सबकॉन्शियसली होता रहता है पीछे बैकग्राउंड में. तो आई थिंक इफ आई रिफ्लेक्ट राइट नाउ, जो भी हुआ है उस टाइम पे ये गेमिंग से वॉट एवर हैपन, so it might have enforced my mathematics in a way. मतलब वो
Right.
प्रैक्टिकल एप्लीकेशन की तरह मान सकते हो उसको, जैसे कि नॉट द एंटायर इक्वेशंस एंड ऑल, but day to day basis the numbers and everything, it made it more convenient and easy. तो वो
So it's
advantages
not
था
like
देखो.
you have completely shut down your brain. मतलब whatever you have studied is just out of the window. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. मतलब in between you're still working. Brain is still working to figure out कि okay कैसे how to go to the next stage, strategy and all. Okay, that's very nice.
तो एज लॉन्ग एज, मतलब मेरा एडवाइस ये होगा कि एज लॉन्ग एज यू आर नॉट स्ट्रेस्ड आउट, जैसे कि आजकल गेमिंग में मेरा वो भी फेज है, बाद में विल डिस्कस उसके बारे में. तो उस टाइम पे वॉट एवर आई वॉज डूइंग, इट वॉज प्योर एंटरटेनमेंट फॉर मी एंड इट वॉज अ लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस था वहाँ पे. लाइक देयर वाज नॉट, आई वाज नॉट रनिंग बिहाइंड एनीथिंग उस टाइम पे. So it was enjoyable, and that kind of made my mind free.
So right now, मतलब आजकल के students के लिए it's like in our times it was not that prevalent. Gaming was maybe one of the aspects, but अभी it's like हर किसी के पास there's a device, social media, yeah, plenty of distractions already.
Yes,
So it's not कि and social media is not कि कोई strategy से खेलना है तो
yes,
it's
true.
it's completely designed to keep you distracted all day या फिर feeding products so वो सब it's a different science altogether going into not to make you productive. तो इसमें how would you suggest कि students should matlab find their way or in the preparation stage at least should they stay away from it या फिर maybe use it as a distractor only for a couple of hours a day कैसे how do they circumvent this problem?
अभी तो I would say that it was हमारे time पे there were no phones. First thing, like I didn't have my first phone till I was in college, KGP first year तक I didn't have a phone. तो आई थिंक दैट इज वन ऑफ द प्लस पॉइंट्स. अगर फोन रहता था उस टाइम पे एंड सोशल मीडिया वाज देयर, देन आई वुडंट हैव मेड इट टू आईआईटी. बिकॉज अभी जो सोशल मीडिया है, आई डोंट थिंक इट्स गिविंग एनी बेनिफिट. इट इज, बट हार्म जो भी कर रहे हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा है उसका. एक प्रॉब्लम ये है कि यू कांट फोकस फॉर लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन. जैसे कि अभी कंजम्पशन जो भी है हमारा, इट्स मोर ऑफ अ शॉर्ट्स, रील्स वगैरह.
So you're saying कि attention span already reduce हो गया है of students or maybe in public at large they expect something to happen within 15 to 30 seconds. So is it affecting students उस level पे कि they're not able to be attentive in classes?
यस यस. तो जो भी वीडियो देखते हो, यू व्हाट यू वांट इज यू वांट कंटिन्यूअस चेंज ऑफ कंटेंट. तो यहाँ पे ना 30 सेकेंड्स पे यू आर फोकसिंग ऑन दिस कंटेंट, उसके बाद यू वांट कंप्लीट न्यू स्टोरी. जैसे कि हम लोग जो मूवी देखते हैं ना अभी जाके, तो मूवी का 2 घंटे का 3 घंटे का रहता है, तो पूरा मूवी एक ही कॉन्सेप्ट के ऊपर चिपका रहता है. तो यू फोकस ऑन दैट. मतलब 3 घंटे तक यू कैन एक्चुअली, यू डोंट वांट कि पूरा टॉपिक बदल जाए, तो वो टॉपिक पे यू आर एबल टू वॉच. अभी जो सोशल मीडिया का ये है, तो यू can't bear anything which goes beyond a minute or two. It needs to change. You want the things to be very fast and quick. जैसे कि कोई भी कुछ बात बोल रहा है, you want the person to speak quickly और शॉर्ट में, बस 10 सेकंड में बोल देना जो भी बोलना है. डोंट एलोबरेट, डोंट एक्सटेंड. तो वो हो रहा है. यू वांट कंटेंट वेरी क्विक. तो उससे क्या होता है कि दिस अभी जो एकेडमिक कोर्स है, इट्स अ लॉन्ग कोर्स, 2 साल का कोर्स है. एंड एवरी सब्जेक्ट वॉट एवर यू आर डूइंग, यू नीड टू डू इट फॉर दैट लॉन्ग ड्यूरेशन, एंड यू वोंट बी एबल टू डू दैट. इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहेगा, यू विल फील इट्स बोरिंग. दैट्स द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम.
Moving on to life at IIT section. So BK, so you got into KGP, you got the manufacturing. So you're traveling to KGP, let's say for the first time. So do you remember the first impressions क्या थे of the campus the first day that you went into?
या तो फर्स्ट डे, या आई डू रिमेम्बर वो वाला एक्सपीरियंस. आई कैन नॉट फॉरगेट दैट डे बिकॉज was then like I came to the campus like with my father and another uncle. So like brother of my father came to the hostel. that was my first hostel experience. I was scared. I was really scared when I came there. So I didn't think much about that, all of that. So I was into the room. I saw how my room was. It was triple M initially when I joined. Most of us joined into that triple M only. So we had good thing about triple M compared to all the senior hostels is we had an attached washroom over there. So it was shared between two rooms, but that itself felt difficult. After that, I went into this mess. So पहले दिन when I went, there was this curry जो दही से बनती है. I thought it was sambar based on that color, and I just put it in my plate. I ate it. I was like, what did I eat? I don't like curd at all. So that experience was so bad. I was kind of like, is this what I need to eat every day? Do I need to stay in this place? I was kind of, I started getting homesick and all in first day itself. So उसके बाद like I was dull, everything. I was just speaking. I was thinking, I'll just tell to my father, I don't want this IIT anything. Let's go back to home. I don't want to stay here. This hostel experience, this food, I don't want. Let's just go away. I was in that mind. So I was having those words inside my mind. No, not speaking out. Then when I was just going near that cycle area, just walking to this canteen or something, there was another guy, the roommate, not roommate. We can call that as a toilet mates who share the toilet, right? We used to use that term. जो भी बगल में रहते हैं. So that guy, he was with his mother, and I think in that day from morning to evening, he spoke to me couple of times. Who are you? Where are you from? Or something. He just spoke to me a few words. And I got to know later that that was the highest amount of words that he spoke to another person in such short amount of time. And his mother was there. They were kind of crying and everything like, I need to leave this guy here and go everything and all. And she was saying, he spoke to you this much. It was very little, but that was a lot. With a person who he met for the first time, he spoke this much. I cannot understand how this guy will survive here. His mother was saying that it's too difficult. Please take care of him. That's what she asked me when I myself was in that state. When I saw someone who was in a much worse situation than me, somehow
Mm.
I kind of got some confidence that I can also. ऐसे लोग भी जी रहे हैं तो I can survive. I don't have to worry so much. And I just gave a word to his mother like, "Don't worry, auntie. I'll take care of him." I don't know where it
Mm.
came from. With that, just single dialogue, entire doubt or trauma confusion that I was having, right? Everything went away. And
Mm.
then now here comes the fun part. I was saying that I didn't study much for IIT.
Mm.
It kind of came as a luck for me. It unraveled in the first few days in KGP.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
what happened was initially I still remember this conversation I had with my roommate and another person. So we were having this discussion. Okay, how much CGPA do you want? So both of them they were like 7.5. I'm happy. Another guy was like 7.5. I'm happy. I was like 9. I said 9 because I was so overconfident because I didn't put much effort. Because when I came over there, when I'm hearing about the efforts that everyone has put to come into IIT, I was feeling so overconfident that I didn't put much effort. If I put, I'll be somewhere else and all. Then I'll get 9. And then I continued to be in the same way. I didn't study much and all. The major difference here was I didn't understand a word what was happening in the classes.
Mm.
IIT here. In Inter plus 2, I understood everything. Here, the classroom is so big. 300 plus people were there. And the medium of this explanation was different. There was no board. It's like this presentation was going on the screen.
Mhm.
Projector was running on. There were these mics, there were speakers around, sound was different, it was not very clear, so it's completely different experience. And that did not give much, it didn't pull much interest from within to listen, focus and listen. I didn't listen anything. I was like, okay, it's fine, in the last day we can just prepare and write the exams and all. I was so overconfident that time. Then the exams have started, and when they started I was like, okay, we'll see. And then I tried to do some preparation, it was not happening. Then the first exam when I've written, I really wondered if this is my paper or someone else's paper. Is this my subject or someone else's subject? After that midterm, entire confidence, entire air I filled in my body and everything, just it was like a balloon just got popped with a pin. Everything was gone. I became very low confident. It was gone. And yeah, one more thing I heard on first day was, like I was saying this, right? I was scared. I wanted to return to home and all. That was because of another reason. I missed it before. So I had the senior, I said, right, who like compelled me to go into KGP. So I just met him, and that guy, I think he was kind of running away from his hostel that night. I had no idea that was because OP was going on. So he was coming out and he was kind of hiding. All that was there. Like, what is this guy doing? Why is he doing behaving like this? And then he was speaking something like there was a suicide in one of the hostel that day. The right on the day that I entered, it happened on that day on MS Hall. We had no clue. किसी को भी पता नहीं चला क्यों हुआ क्या हुआ, like until he told me I had no idea कि ऐसा कुछ हुआ है. That's how they have covered it over there. Because a lot of parents have come over there, so if they get to hear it, panic हो जाएंगे बहुत सारे people लोग and all. So they didn't let it come out at that point of time. And when I heard it from my senior, it was my first day. I really got traumatized. वो सुनने के बाद ये क्या है, like I need to stay here. So that was another reason why I became homesick and I wanted to go.
I'll ask you about your coursework. Just in manufacturing, you said your senior had told you it's very close to mechanical, and mechanical department का ही part है manufacturing, right? So how was the coursework for you? 5 years, course of 5 years. So how did it, turn out for you?
Okay, so मेरे लिए initially it was my course was 4 years course. It was not
Mhm.
initially, it was not 5 years.
Okay.
I joined for BTech Manufacturing Science and Engineering. So initially the first year, if you see, everyone has common subjects, and so in that first year span, the only subject which I could understand and make some progress was C programming. Other than that, everything felt so Greek and Latin. It was so complicated. The subjects were really, really tough. The reason why it felt so tough was, it was like, the first thing was, so for me, especially, so like I was saying, after this first semester, I got to know the reality. It hit me. So where I was standing amongst all these toppers of the nation, and this is where I am. And that's when it hit me like, okay, how am I going to survive here? All these subjects, and also I'm not understanding much of the content first. The consumption, this way of classes teaching, it's such a big class. So it's 300 people class, so I'm sitting in the back, I'm not sitting in the front. That was because of my personality. I don't want to stay in the light where I'm visible to the professor and what they are speaking and all. I kind of try to avoid it, all that situation. I try to avoid professors as much as possible. I was a very low confident and very weak person, and the experiences that I had in college, they changed me a lot.
I'll ask you about your gaming experience. So even before coming into IIT, you used to game, which was simultaneously a stress reliever plus your brain worked a lot on solving problems during that time. So इसमें how were you? मतलब immediately IIT आके also you started gaming, and what was the gaming schedule for you?
Okay. So when I came into the college initially, the amount of experience I had with computers was so huge compared to anyone else. So I saw there were few people who don't know how to even open a folder in the laptop. That's
Mhm.
how few people were.
Yeah.
I was using system from sixth class. So some of my friends, they gave me a nickname Tech. Now those people are more advanced than me in technology. That's a different part, but that was how it was when I entered. So we used to play this Counter Strike and all other games. So what was happening over there was I was good at that amongst the friends whoever was there. So I was not good at acats. I was not good like sports. I used to play, but because of not having much confidence, I wouldn't interact much over there. But while coming to gaming, this is my domain more of. uh, So when I used to play, I got a value first thing. If I reflect back on that, the reasons for me into getting into gaming was I used to have a very high value over there. So whenever we talk about gaming or whenever we play, I was really good at that. So that's how it started. So we used to play Counter Strike and all in first year, and then in second year when we came to MS all. So I moved from triple M to MS. After that, I got more people who used to play. There's another game called Age of Empires. That's a strategic game, pure strategic game. Got to know that they also play that game. And then when I saw like there are few people who are playing that, so we started playing that game. And then I got to play with some 10 to 20 different people from the college. That game we used to play online. So I'm not really that good compared to those people, but I used to play on a regular basis. We even went to dinners and all. So I'll try to find the photo. There's a photo where like we were some 20 people. We went to a dinner. It's just pure Age of Empires group, and it was really good. So all that time when we were playing, we kind of forgot about what was happening around us. We just created a different reality for us. That is what gaming is. So it is depends upon your situation. You can term it as escaping from reality or just choosing a different reality. It depends upon the way you want to take your career. So for me, entire college was escaping from reality. Gaming was that's how it was. So that's how it started in second year, and then in third year I started playing this another game called Dota, which lot of seniors advised me not to touch because if you touch that game, you will be just consumed by it. You will forget the entire world, and that's what happened to me. I was so like into that game. I used to play more than 10 hours every day. There were few days where I didn't even have my lunch or dinner or anything. I used to just keep playing. So my room was like at the corner of the building, and from the balcony of my room, there's this Nescafe below. So what I used to do was, I used to play the game. I used to get some 10 seconds break in between. I used to go to the balcony, give an order like some sandwich or something. I used to give order, and then I would come back, play. Then after some 5 minutes, again there would be a break where my character dies. I would run down, get the sandwich, come up, keep playing. After 5 minutes, I'll get a gap, I'll eat the sandwich. That's how lot of days went for me. That's how much addicted I was for gaming. Not just me, lot of people. So whatever other things were happening in the college and everything, we were blind to all of them because we were already immersed in this. So that's how it went for me. And after a point of time, we we got to know that there is an actual career for this. People make money out of it. There are international games happening, like international championships happening on this. And then we kind of, I was also kind of like, okay, I'll try for that and all. But it didn't happen. That was because I was not using games for pure entertainment purpose or something. I was using it for escapism. So in my plus one, plus two, it was for entertainment. Here, it was an escapism because I was not good at acads. All the other stuff I said, right? I cannot communicate with other people. I cannot make friends with seniors, professors, lot of other folks, right? So for me, this was like a kind of a closed room that I created for myself where I can hide and I have a good value when I'm here. That is basically like core principles behind any addiction. Talk about alcohol addiction or anything, it's the same thing. Even for that, you're in pain. In general, if you see people who are addicts, alcohol addicts, most of them would be due to some kind of a breakup or some family trauma, some financial issue, something. And what they do is when they are drunk, they kind of forget all of that stuff and it hurts less to them. And that's how they get into it. Gaming was that alcohol for me.
Yeah, I think I found the core of the episode, Avi. So, this.
Nice.
Nice. So, right, very unique. मतलब, I don't think I'll speak to a lot of people who are मतलब इस direction से they have come into IIT और IIT में आके they got distracted इतने level पे you said you mentioned कि CGPA was 6.05. I'm guessing a lot of it had to do with this. मतलब
Yes.
cause and effect together भी ये सब चल रहा था. तो yeah, you didn't like the courses, it was not interesting, you found less confidence there, came to gaming, found confidence, mostly escapism के through you found value, and then इधर ज़्यादा मन लग रहा था तो you continued here and that caused the CGPA to even drop further. तो वो सब सब चल रहा था. Yeah. But then let's say, now, did you get out of this escapism, or how did you manage to, recover?
So this happened after graduating out of my college. So it continued. So this journey continued for about some, it was still 8 years, but that escapism was there for some 5 years, I guess. So after graduation, it happened. So maybe when we enter that phase, like we can explore that.
Yeah, so we'll come to another topic, which is placements. So, your 5 years are done, you converted from a 4 year course to 5 year course. So placement का time आता है, which is generally this December season. It starts, and how did it go for you? Because IITs का नाम, in the papers and then in the news are generally that relevant when there's this huge packages of 1 crores, 2 crores, 3 crores that are getting thrown out in the media. तो हम लोग पे भी प्रेशर आ जाता है कि if you're not getting that good, maybe you're not that good. तो इधर आके how was it for you?
Yeah, my experience is very different about this placement. I went to only one interview probably. For me, the reason was okay, I was not prepared enough for this. One more thing was I was kind of in a depression at that point of time. That was due to my MTP project. I did nothing in my MTP project. The reason being, so for my BTP, which is BTech project, and MTP is MTech project, which you need to do in fifth year. So when I was doing my BTech project, it was done as a group of 4 people. So we had one professor, and we all of us, 4 of us, used to go and talk to the professor, and we used to get the information, talk between each other, share the tasks, and then do it, and that's how it went. So fifth year, it was completely by yourself. You need to go and do it. And the professor that I chose was very wrong professor that I chose. I didn't have much information. I just took some suggestion and then went to him. And then he doesn't remember things much. He doesn't even know that I'm his mentee over there. So whenever I go, he just speaks to me, and then the next time I go, it's like speaking to a new person. So every time I go, for him, it's like I'm a new person. So I go to him. And one of the biggest problem for me was I was from manufacturing. So this MTP project, whatever we had to do, it was an industrial and systems engineering. There's a different department. So this manufacturing department is coming under mechanical, but the 5-year course, whatever I was enrolled in, it's like 3 years into mechanical department, and then the half of the year is into that. Then just 1.5 year would be this industrial and systems engineering. So the MTP has to be done in that department only with that professors. And then this professor who was there, he used to speak in terminology of this industrial engineering, which was Greek to me. So whatever he was speaking, I didn't understand what he was speaking. And the way he speaks, I was not confident enough to tell him, sir, I'm not understanding what you're saying, because I was already on low confidence, right? I was thinking that I am supposed to know this and I don't know this, so I am to be blamed. That's how I felt about myself, and because of that, I didn't ask questions and all. He used to tell me to do something, I wouldn't understand, I would go back, and then I would be I would spend 1 month without much thinking about that, and then there would be a time where I would meet him again. I would be traumatized when I had to go and meet what I didn't do anything. I just copied some what do you say, just some theoretical knowledge, theoretical things from somewhere, and I'm just showing it. I didn't do any practical thing. So I was scared to go. Whenever I had to go, I was so scared. So I used to delay it as much as possible. So whenever I go, again he's like, he wouldn't even give that time to see, okay, what I'm doing, oh, this is not good enough, you need to do this, do that. He didn't advise me, and I didn't ask. So basically that's how it went for me for the whole that 1 year. So I, at the time of placements when it was happening, I was in this situation where I was completely traumatized or scared and depressed because of this project. The only point which I was having in my mind was, I need to clear this project, or else I have to stay back another year, which would be very difficult to stay over there. How do you even explain this to your family members if you have to stay back? So I was depressed due to that. Like, even people used to see that when people were coming over there, they used to see, like, you're not talking much, you're so silent, what happened, and all that. Not speak much as well. Even in that time, I used to resort to gaming. Like, it was continuing. So even that period was gaming for me. And placements have come. I was in that phase. So I was just gaming. And even when there's an interview, half an hour later, I used to play and go. Even when there's an exam in another hour, I used to game and then go to an exam. That's how it went for me. So if I look back, so the entire journey for me was mainly due to not having enough confidence or lack of personality. So one of the biggest advice that I would like to give to whoever is pursuing this IIT and everything, getting good marks, getting a good rank, appreciated, it's good. But if you come to an IIT without any personality, you cannot use even 1% of the facilities or the opportunities that you have over there. It's exactly my scenario, because I didn't have that. And that's how it went. So basically, so even in my placement time, I was looking into this analytics companies and all, and there weren't much analytics companies at that period of time when I was there. Lot of software companies have come. I was not ready for the software job at that point of time, so I didn't even apply for this software companies. And then I was waiting, okay, I'll get an opportunity, and the entire season went away. The placement season went away, and I didn't get a job when I was in KGP. So I went out, and then even after that point, so now we are entering the phase of after IIT. Here, if you see,
Yeah.
so I was jobless for 8 months actually, and the reason for that is, so it's like the thing is, when you're not having good confidence, every day that you spend, right, every day that you move forward, you just keep going down and down. You can't come up. because to come up first, you need to come out of that mindset. Only then you can see what is happening around you. But I wasn't in that clear space. I was trying to escape the situation as much as possible. So I used to, I was more into the gaming at that point of time. Like I used to get scolded at my home. You're not having job. You're still playing. What I used to do is I used to switch off the light after 12. I used to lock the door and play. That's how bad it was for me. And even the convocation. So when the convocation happened, I came to collect the certificate, but when I came there, I was trying to avoid people as much as possible. To confront anyone, whoever is coming, I used to turn another side or do this because of all these things that I'm explaining, right? So I used to escape whatever I can do. That's how my convocation went. Somehow I just took the certificate and went out. So for me, the question that you asked before, what changed? How did I get out of it? So this is where can talk it like I don't know which category we can fit this into. It is spiritual or psychological and all. So what happened for me was I used to get a series of dreams which was kind of same. I used to just stay in a place. It would be either top of a building, or I'm just standing on a road, or I'm standing in an airport or some other place. I used to watch a flight crashing. I was never in that plane. Always I used to see a plane is crashing. I got this dream more than some 20 times or so within a period of some 2 months, where I was in this 8 month span, I said, right? I was giving interviews and all, but not with confidence, not with good preparation and all. So when you don't have confidence, right, no matter how much you prepare, it doesn't yield whatever you want. So that's how it was, and it that dream repeated so many times that I became curious. What is this? And then I started researching about this, and then I got to know that my subconscious is communicating to me, telling me that whatever path I'm following right now, if I continue on this path, my life is going to crash that way. And it reflected so deep to me, like it was on the spot, because it was very clear and evident. And I got that information from my dreams. And that is where I reduced my gaming, started focusing more on this, and I kind of in the other interviews whichever I've given, I kind of used to give wrong reasons why I didn't get job for this period of time and all. But after that experiences and all, I just came open. Like the reason why I didn't get job because I was into gaming. I told it open and clear. Maybe because of that honesty or something, the interviewer, whoever was there, so they liked it, and that's how I got my first job. It was into one of the startup, and it's called Zebi. It's into software, like it's into blockchain and all later. But that's how I started my first job after 8 months of graduating from the college.
Yeah, that's a wonderful journey. It's not very common. It's not, the journey that we are taught, get into IT, learn the stuff, get into a good college, and then, your life will be settled. It's relatively uncommon, but then again, it's a lot of students can relate because of the low confidence part of it, because it's so very common. You don't do well in a couple of exams, your motivation drops, your CGPA drops as well. A couple of semesters, I was like, in second year, I think the OP year, I got CGPA which was like 6.5, and I think 6, just about 6.0 or something like that. I was so sad. I know. I think once I got the result, I was sitting by a lakeside, near to my home for about 2 hours, just contemplating what should I do next. Should I go back to the campus next semester, or do I tell my parents like this is done? Six. अब इससे नीचे क्या ही जाऊं, then it will be like a, punji, they would call it. So it's very humiliating. So, but then it's just that is the way of life there in KGP.
Yes.
You can be, very good in some subjects and then very bad in the other subjects, depending on your interest. It's not a measure of your merit. It's just a measure of how interested you are. So even CGPA, somebody told me it's not, a measure of how intelligent you are. It's just a measure of how much you believe in the system. So that stuck with me, and then it was like, okay, it's not entirely my fault, but some of it is in my control. I can work on some aspects, and then once I get out of this campus, getting a good job or something else, and then I'll figure it out later on. So yeah, that is actually students will relate to it very much.
Yes. So another big pressure that you have is you are coming out from the top college, and
Mm,
is this how you come out of a top college? So the expectation is so huge, and
mm,
it's again crushing your confidence more. Your self-esteem is like just went to the bottom, and no matter how much talent you have, no matter how much intelligent you are, if your self-esteem is low, you can't do anything. And
so
we
true.
had this counseling and everything in our college, but like no one knew, like it was kind of people didn't know like you can go for that. We used to think that anyone who wants to go over there, they are mentally weak or mentally
Mhm.
challenged, something like that.
Yeah,
There's a very
stigma. There's a
false
social stigma
stigma. Yeah,
associated
this
with.
is
Yeah.
stigma, yes, have that. So no one went into that, and the biggest thing is you don't even know that you are facing this problem. You're just thinking that the problem is with you and you're not good enough. That is what you think, and that is how you spend your life. And there's no one who came to you and told you that no, you're not, the problem is not with you. Whatever the surrounding is and whatever you're experiencing is, that is not something which you're supposed to do. And if someone came to you and told that, okay, you need to go to counseling now, like even that tone, right? If someone comes and tell you you need to go to counseling, it is like uh, it's hard to hear that because of the stigma that you're saying.
Mm,
So that is the biggest thing that I faced, at least, and not just me. I think a lot of students personally face this problem. They don't even know that they need counseling.
mhm. Yeah, actually, and as you said, we'll mention the numbers, the contact details of counseling centers as well. Any kind of mental health issues, a lot of students take extreme steps as well. Like the one we mentioned earlier, that was maybe a relationship problem, but there are other problems also associated in an IIT campus. There is an unnaturally high number of suicides that happen every
Yes.
year, and it is avoidable. It is, you know, uh, the problem is curable. It's not something permanent. There
Yes.
will be, a bright side once you come out of it. It's not like, CGPA 6.05 was the end of the world, right? Right now you're working at a IBM, it's like the biggest companies in the world. It's not like, your life ends at IIT and that will be the peak of your entire career or life or however you see. There will be ups and downs. Just need to manage expectations and come out on
Yes,
the
so
right
that
side.
is something I think even a lot of students who are aspiring now, they think it's a good advice to them as well. Though it is going to be tough, but you'll get through. You'll get through.
Mm,
And whenever you need help, just ask for it. Don't think that the
yes.
problem is with you. Don't think that you are not good enough or you are not able to understand. You are weak. Don't think all of that. If it is difficult to you, just get help.
Yep.
Simple.
Yep. And help is available. They are waiting to help you. You just need to ask for it. Need little
Yes.
bit of bravery there. It's not a stigma now. It's 2025. You can ask for
Yes.
help. Great. We'll move on to the next topic then. You spoke about, getting a job at a startup. You worked in software. out of all things that you tried to avoid in college. How was the job then? Did you like software at all?
Uh, Yes, so it is like some of the times I do like it. So when I'm working on some code, right? So if it's not working, sometimes I would sit for hours, sometimes maybe into the late night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and all. When it is something interesting and challenging, you want to solve it. It's really fun. Sometimes when you're doing just the boring regular thing and all, so I think it's more about the corporate how it is happening. So that is boring. But whenever you're getting this challenging stuff, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more than just talking about software, it's more about the entire corporate exposure or experience that you're gaining over these years, how you need to like grow in your career, how you need to speak, how whatever you are speaking, right, how is it being communicated to other people. And like there's something in our mind, but when we speak that, that's not exactly what the other person gets. They get something else and you won't move forward. And then with this entire experience, whatever you're getting, you'll learn slowly. Acha, this is how it's being perceived by another person. So I need to
Mm-hmm.
change. Whenever I'm speaking, it's leading to multiple possible meanings, which is creating confusion. So I need to speak more clearly with a single understanding and everything. So whatever I speak, the person can understand it in only a single way. There's no multiple different
Mm-hmm.
possibilities over there. So the more you improve your conversation in that way, the more better you get. So this is the entire journey that at least I'm experiencing in my career. So
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone does the same thing. It's more of a time, how much time it takes. So for some person, they'll learn all of this in 1 or 2 years. For some person, it'll take for 4 years, 5 years. For me, I'm still learning.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
right now, DK, you're working in IBM, like we spoke about. What is, your day-to-day job and what do you do generally?
Okay, so I work on a team, like in a product called Fusion. It's a product built in IBM. It's a hardware plus software combined product where you have the servers you might have heard, right? There's Amazon, AWS, and also these are like public cloud. So whatever we have, it's kind of like a on-prem cloud. It's like a private cloud. So you have this entire infrastructure where you have all this GPU servers, storage servers, then compute, network, all of that you have in an integrated box. So what we do is we develop a software for managing all of this. So you can just whatever you want to have your workloads and everything, right? So you can do. So we just provide that infrastructure for you with the Amazon AWS. You want to deploy an application, just go over Amazon AWS and deploy that application over there. So it's more here. It's more like for financial institutes and all, right? They cannot rely on this public servers. It's because of the security challenges. So you need that whatever the appliance is running, all the storage network, everything has to be within their own data center. So that is what we do. Basically, there's appliance, and we develop software for that appliance. And for me, day-to-day job would be like I would be it's not completely code. I would be writing some code, and then there are junior team members whom I would be mentoring how to handle the code, do the code, and all, and then how do we improvise on our designs, or what all can we extend our use cases to. So that
Mm-hmm.
is how your daily things would be. And one specific thing that I can say about me, what I do is, for me, at least one goal is whenever in a corporate when I'm working, the junior members, whoever are there working with me, with whom I mentor or something, they need to enjoy their job. That is my goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, so they are working more than 9 hours. I think it's common everywhere, it's there. So you would be stressed out and you would not like that. You would be thinking, why am I working so long? All of that stuff. You would be thinking so much if you don't understand what you're doing, if you don't understand the bigger picture and what is the beautiful path that you're doing. So if you don't understand that, that is how you feel about this stuff. So my thing is, my role is I would spend most of my time to deliver this stuff to the junior people, right? So if there's something I need to delegate a task to them, I can explain it in some 5 minutes and job done, they can do it. But I would try to sit for 1 hour and explain that small thing which is done in 5 minutes, then the background around that little thing which will take an
Mhm.
hour, that is not even
Mhm.
needed for them to do that work, but that is needed for them to do that work happily. So there's a
Yeah.
difference.
So this is you're becoming the MTP professor that you wish you had, right?
Yes. Good one.
Yeah, well, definitely. That is all the favorite managers that I've had in almost 10 years of corporate. They were not the best at the job they did, or they were like super intelligent people who were just solving problems left and right. It was people who you connected with the best. I think share some level of wisdom, some tricks, tips, and made you happy, made your job happy. One of the managers I like who taught me TT. It was not relevant to my job. It was just to make me happy, just to
Yes.
get along with the teammates. So that is one manager which I cherish so much. I wish I could, do the same with other students. I try to engage with them differently. It's not like, the job is just to get some money and you're done with it. It's almost 8 hours of your day, one third of your day, every day for 30, 40 years, however long it goes. But you need to enjoy it.
That
You're
is true.
like,
We need to enjoy our job.
yeah, great. So we with that, we change topic a little bit from the professional career to your personal career as well. So you are on your way to becoming a father, right? In the next
Yes.
4 or 5 months. So how is that journey going?
That is really beautiful. So my wife is currently pursuing her MSc psychology, and she wants to become a parental coach. So parental coach, it's like a lot of people don't know about this profession. Like, does it even exist? Is what they think. Like, do we even have something like this? So this is a thing where, from prenatal stage onwards, uh, how do you need to lead your day-to-day life, the kind of thoughts you get, right? So people don't realize what kind of thoughts they're getting, they're going to impact their baby or their kid. If you're stressed out, that is what is going to impact. And if you're angry, so that is going to impact. You're calm, baby would be calm. And what kind of content you are consuming, you're consuming thriller, horror, all those kinds of stuff which are kind of too exciting for you. You are just sitting at the edge of your seat and all this kind of stuff. So what happens, right? So when you research about all this term, so I cannot claim into this like this is what it happens, but this is what we are learning in our journey. So when the baby comes out, the baby would be behaving in that fashion. The baby would be erratic. They would be having tantrums and all. So all of this comes from this stage, when prenatal stage. So right now we are in that journey. So we are in this prenatal journey. So we are pretty much excited and looking forward to what is going to come after this 4 months. So all the research that we are doing, uh, we are trying to implement in our day-to-day life. So few things could be like the way we speak to each other. So we, so if a person is getting angry because of something, so instead of other person getting angry, like responding to an anger is an anger, right? Instead of other person getting anger, what you can do is you can be the calmer person. And a baby inside is like he has a very strong antenna kind of a thing, who can consume all the things, every little thing that you speak. And the baby can consume things which you don't speak more intensely. So you need to change as a person first. So first thing is you need to. So the changes that I've incorporated, I've become more responsible. First thing, I stopped this mindless scrolling on the phone. That is another thing I changed. And then the way I speak with people around me. So I try to speak with more love with anyone that I'm speaking. If I'm not, if I don't do that, then immediately a day after few minutes of your hours, I'll try to reflect on it. I'll try to understand how can I improvise more. So each and every activity that you do, it has to be done with love, no matter with whom you're doing. So it's basically the empathy or caring that you show for another person. So all of that, right? All of that is consumed by the baby. And when you do all of that, then you'll get the final result when the baby is out. You can see all of that in the baby. So we're kind of doing this, so we're really excited for this journey. Yeah.
That's great to hear, DK. So you also have a personal channel that you guys have started right now, right? So it focuses a lot on expectant mothers and what they should expect. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So the channel that we started, the name of the channel is Mind Lens, MINDLENSED. So initially, the content that we are focusing on is to interview couples who turn into parents. So we are focusing on the journey of their parenthood, from the point of their marriage, then how the conversation they had regarding the kids, how do they want to plan the kids' future, or they don't want to plan, let it happen by in the flow or something. They have their opinions, right? And sometimes you feel like once you have kids, you have to give up your career. You can't do much stuff and all. But there are few people who were able to improve their career after they get kids, and that's on how you plan the journey and all. So how we got this idea was, so we kind of went to a lunch once for one of our in my company. There was a team lead, so we just went into his house for a lunch. We saw their daughter, who is like 11 years old, and she's being homeschooled. She's not going to a conventional school. And then we spoke to her. We were really like surprised looking at her abilities, her learning patterns, or her intelligence, or her maturity especially, and also about how free she is mentally, right? Which she's very free. She's not stressed and all. And it was really good for us, like when we watched that. So we wanted to explore more on that. So in right now in the schools, right, they kind of tend to kill the creativity and try to make you more robotic. That's how they operate, because the goal is to make you an employee, not a leader. But in homeschooling, right, it does have these benefits, but at the same time it has its problems as well. So we want to explore more on all these problems that can arise in not just homeschooling, in normal traditional schooling as well, conventional schooling, or in general parenting. So we want to document all of this in a single place, which can help people in their journey.
That's a wonderful, idea of a lot of people, Delhi first-time parents struggle with, a lot of information plus misinformation that is spread
Yes.
around everywhere. Not really sure whom to reach out to, calling all sort of doctors and all. So it's great that it can be found at one place. You can go through journeys, you can listen to it in your free time, and then get a download, implement what you think might work for you, and then you can get benefits like that from the channel. So great initiative.
Thank you.
Great. So with that, we are almost done with the episode. We come to the end of the live after IIT section as well. So next section is the fun part, which is the rapid fire. So I'll just ask a few questions, quick answers. So starting with the first. So favorite subject before IIT,
Mathematics?
favorite professor at IIT.
No one. I didn't interact with much.
Okay. Favorite course in IIT.
Uh, Programming and data structures, because that's the only one that I understood.
Okay. Most enjoyable year at IIT.
Year. Uh, it was the third year when there was
Hmm.
problem,
Any
more stress of OP and senior and experiencing everything from new angle.
Uh-huh. Most confusing year at IIT?
Fifth year.
Okay, favorite lingo?
Peace.
Same. Yeah, no.
Peace.
Yes. Okay, great. With that, we come to the end of the episode. It has been great chatting with you, DK. That's a wonderful journey that you have been on. Starting with not really interested in the other subjects apart from science, then getting into the science specifically for studying into IIT, then not taking stress at all, playing games, getting into IIT anyway, and then the journey of coping with low confidence, low self-esteem, and then escapism that we talked a lot about, and then finding a way out of it uh, through the meaning of the dream that you shared.
Yes.
So yeah, and then correcting that path into more protective. I don't know how would I say it, but then a journey that is more beneficial for others, also to yourself, but to your immediate family as well. They worry less about you, so they can also yeah, they are also then seeing the benefits of the journey that you've taken on.
Yes.
And right now, you're becoming a parent, you're trying to help people, you're trying to help people who are becoming parents also, your juniors as well, trying to make their life easier, better, more enjoyable. So that's a wonderful initiative that we have taken up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great then. So yeah, that will like the end of the episode, and so long. So you can listen to this episode on Spotify as well. Link the description below. Will link DK's channel as well, his LinkedIn, and everything that you can find him, and go search for him as a mentor as well. So long. It's signing off.